So welcome back to another video. We're going to talk a little bit about Bayern Munich and the tactics you can set up to play with them online. I tried to do like a Nagelsmann inspired kind of tactic first, and I played a lot of games with that. It didn't work out the way I wanted to because of the opponents and the team you're probably going to face the most, which is PSG. So I tweaked the tactics a little bit to make it look like the one you're seeing on the screen here, with 5 at the back, 2 midfielders and 3 forwards. And I think after playing with this around like 10 games, I have a feeling this is probably the way you should go when you play online, because whenever you play PSG, you have to take into consideration you're going to face some speedy attackers up top, and there are going to be a lot of them. Especially PSG, you have 3 at the top who are incredible: Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, and then you also have the rest of the team is pretty good, so you need to basically try to shore up for that. And also, whenever you face a team like Real Madrid, you're also going to be exposed a lot when you face Vinicius Jr on the left side there. But I think I'm jumping a little bit ahead of myself. Let's jump into the tactical screen and talk about the things I was trying out, the things that didn't work, and the things that ended up working a little bit better. So let's jump into the tactical screen and get started. So let's start by taking a look at the formation. This you see right here is the default formation in the game, and it's probably the one that resembles the real life playing style the most, where you have 4 at the back, 2 CDMs, going to be Kimmich and Goretzka, and then you have 2 wide midfielders, 1 attacking midfielder in the middle and 1 striker. I did try this for around like 20 or 30 matches, trying to tweak the lineup, tweak everything to see if it actually could work online versus PSG especially, and it didn't work out because we were all the time exposed in behind. Especially I was starting Benjamin Pavard on the right back, and he is not quick enough, especially against Vinicius Jr. Whenever you play Real Madrid, it's gonna burn you basically. He's gonna be like a one-man wrecking crew. You have no shot against him if you start Pavard and you play 4 at the back. And also when you play PSG, obviously that is going to be a struggle, even if you play 5 at the back. But I feel like with 5 at the back, at least you have a little bit more control. So let's take a look at the players I've chosen to start here. Obviously Neuer is going to start. Then you have the back 3 in the middle: Hernandez, De Ligt and Upamecano. The thing here is you have Upamecano actually has decent speed, so he's going to try to help a little bit on the right side there. Whenever you face Vini or you face Mbappe or Neymar, it's really going to help to have Upamecano next to Mazraoui, who also has a lot of speed. He doesn't have the defense capabilities that Pavard has, but his offensive contribution and also his pace is basically the reason why you're starting him. So Mazraoui, Upamecano right there. De Ligt is going to be slow, so I'm going to start him in the middle. And then Hernandez has a little bit more pace, 77, so we can start out there whenever you face a quick right winger. Then Alphonso Davies, quickest player on the team, I think, with 94 pace. He's going to be on the left side there. So the thing about your fullbacks, both of them have attacking work rate high, defensive work rate low. You can imagine if you start 4 at the back and you're starting Davies and Mazraoui, your wingbacks are not going to help in defense. So basically your 2 center backs are going to be alone versus the 3 strikers for PSG, or versus Real Madrid, Benzema and Vini. So you can just imagine how much of a problem that's going to be. And it was a huge problem for me also. So I switched it to this 5 at the back, and it helps a little bit with the stability. You're still going to be exposed. This is really important to point out. It's extremely difficult to make a good formation and good tactics for Bayern for playing online, because you're going to face good teams all the time. And you can think about this also. When Bayern plays in real life, most of their opponents are going to be weaker. So they can play like a OP formation, take advantage of their superiority. But imagine if Bayern would be playing against PSG or Barcelona or Real Madrid every week in and out. They will probably not play the way they are doing in real life in every game. Keep that in mind. We have to adjust the tactics we make here to basically work online, which is why I think you have a good case for going with 5-2-3, 5 at the back, even though they're not playing that in real life. Then in the midfield, you're going to have Kimmich and Goretzka. So the reason I have Kimmich on the left side, this is very important because I used to start him on the right side there and Goretzka on the left. The thing you want to do with Kimmich right here, you have Sané on the left wing, and whenever you don't face PSG, whenever you don't face Hakimi, Sané is going to be a real threat in behind. So basically what you want to do, you want to start building up from the back, passing back and forth right here, try to hit Kimmich, and when Kimmich has the opportunity to turn around, like a quick through ball over the top to Sané. And if you play him on the left side here, he's going to have a better angle to do that pass than if he starts over here. So that is why you want Kimmich over here to do that through ball to Sané, get the good angle and just whip it over, especially against Real Madrid. If you face Carvajal, Sané is going to have a field day in behind. So it also helps having Davies. Of course, Davies is going to do a lot of overlaps, running forward down the wing, while Sané is going to try to basically get in behind, try to stretch the defense, and then Davies is also going to come on some runs, and you can use Kimmich to hit those passes on the left side with a good angle with his right foot. And Sané, you have him left-footed, very poor weak foot, so you're not going to cut inside and try to shoot right foot with him. The thing you're going to do with Sané, you're going to try to get the angle for the finish with the left foot, and you're also going to try the cutbacks to Mané. You're also going to try to cross it in. Then Mané can also run in behind. Mané can basically do anything. In real life, I think he's actually playing more like a false 9 whenever he starts up top. And you can basically use him as a false 9. You can use him as a target guy. Because he can turn around, he can use his speed, his acceleration to get that separation from the defender, and you can basically shoot from range, you can shoot close, he can head the ball pretty effectively, he can basically do anything. And then you have Gnabry on the right side there. He's right-footed, of course. He actually has a good weak foot, so you could do some left-footed finishes with him. But you want to try to use his pace and dribbling to get around, do the cross, do the finish, do the cutback. Yeah. Then for Leon Goretzka, he's going to be like a box-to-box. He's going to join the attack a lot. He's going to try to find space inside the box when you attack on the wing. And he can pretty much do everything as well. You see his skills, good defending, good dribbling, good passing, good shooting, decent pace. I mean, this guy is pretty good. 4-star weak foot. So he's going to be like kind of like the offensive midfielder. A little bit more than Kimmich. Kimmich is going to be like a deep-lying playmaker kind of. But Kimmich can also make some runs, some penetrating runs upfield if you need it. Because after all, you do have 3 at the back, so you can sacrifice a little bit of defensive stability. Really depends on your opponent. And the game situation, you can tweak the tactics a little bit to make them fit into your playing style and also the game situation and the opponent. And then off the bench, you have some options. You have Musiala, you can play central midfield. You can also slot him into one of the wing positions. However, I don't feel like he's doing the right kind of movement when I played him on the wing. For some reason, he is not as effective, especially on running in behind compared to Sané. And that was a little bit frustrating because I would do like a Musiala for Sané substitution late in the match. And I was used to Sané doing those runs in behind, and I tried to hit the pass in behind. But Musiala was not running. He did that, you know, he starts to run and then it doesn't run any after all, which can mess you up a little bit. Like the AI just takes control of the player in an illogical way. But that used to happen, so I started using him as a substitute in the middle instead for Goretzka whenever I needed to score a goal. He would give that extra boost in the second half whenever he comes off the bench. He's really good dribbling, pace. Passing is okay, shooting is okay, but he's really like nimble. You can do some left stick dribbling, some skill moves, and he will be very effective. Then Coman, extremely good winger. You can do him as a substitute for Gnabry or Sané, and he can be a menace in behind. Sabitzer, also kind of like a central midfielder kind of substitution for Goretzka, but Sabitzer is more like defensive minded than Musiala, so whenever Goretzka is tired and you need to protect your lead, I would do Sabitzer for him. Then Thomas Müller, you know the thing about Thomas Müller, he is 86 overall, but it's so difficult to make him work for some reason. He has low pace, and his shooting is good, his passing is good, his dribbling is good, but it's very difficult to make him fit into a position on this team. I would do him once in a while if I was leading, like with 3 goals, 4 goals. I could sub Müller on, especially as one of the wing positions. He has to get some fresh legs on the pitch. But he was not like a main player on this team for me. And then you have Pavard. You can do Pavard into the match late in the match if you want to preserve the lead. But keep in mind he's very slow, 68 pace. He's possibly the slowest defender on this team, and that is a liability, especially against these top teams that I've mentioned like 1,000 times already in the video. If you face Mbappe, if you face Vini with Pavard, you're screwed. It's that simple. If you're starting Pavard against those guys, or he's playing against those guys, you can pretty much just throw in the towel. You will have no shot. And that's pretty much it for the team. Let's take a look at the tactics. So we're doing press after possession loss. I feel like the good teams are doing this. I also think, I actually think Bayern are doing this, press after possession loss. Bayern like to play really narrow. They like to have like the shortest distance to the goal. I've done like a Nagelsmann tactics for PES, and we talked a lot about this. Nagelsmann, when he was at Leipzig, he really liked to narrow the pitch, narrow the players, narrow the shape of the formation. Basically, when you defend, you stack the middle because you don't want the opponent to have the easy route to goal, like in the middle of the pitch. But at the same time, you want yourself to have a good opportunity with a compact shape on the team, so you can attack straight up the middle whenever you need to score. And having a 45 width on defense is also going to tie into having a 50 width on offense. Compact shape up the middle, try to create things up the middle with combinations and individual skill. So the depth is going to be 55, so we're not going to do anything crazy high press that Bayern will probably do against a lot of weaker opponents. When you face good opponents, you have to be a little bit careful with the depth, or you're going to get burned on through balls, runs in behind, especially against the teams I already talked about. Mbappe, Vini, you can imagine. So for the offense, for the build-up play, we're going to do balanced. So whenever we can build with possession, we're going to do that. Whenever we have the chance to play vertically, we're going to take that chance. And whenever we have the chance to basically go on a counter, we're going to take the chance to go on a counter. So with the balanced, it's going to adjust basically your attacking style to the situation. Chance creation, we're going to do direct passing. Bayern likes to play direct vertically. When you have the chance to penetrate your offense, they're going to take it. So we're going to have the direct passing, which basically means we're going to build from the back. We can pass a little bit horizontally, diagonally at the back with the 3 center backs and the wing backs to try to find Kimmich. Whenever you have Kimmich open in the midfield, you're going to try to hit it up to him and then you penetrate. I mean, you're already penetrating with the pass to Kimmich, but you want to use Kimmich's playmaking ability and his passing skills to hit the players at the right time. So you pass it to Kimmich and then you pass it up to Mané for the false 9 move. And then he can dribble or pass it out on the wing or whatever. Or you do the Kimmich over the top for Sané, as I talked about. Or you do Kimmich up to the wingers and then try to spring them. So Bayern obviously have very good wingers. So you're supposed to dribble if you have the chance. And you're supposed to do quick combinations if the chance arises. So you can try to open up and try to overload. If you have a 2 against 1 against the other fullback, do a 1-2. You're going to open up some space. And yeah, direct passing, 50 width, nothing too crazy, not too many players in the box. This is a team relying on a lot of individualism, so you don't want to overload too much inside the box and be exposed on counters. You do not want to get caught upfield with a lot of players, giving the opponent a chance on the counter, because that is going to be lethal. So that's going to wrap things up. I hope you got something out of this. So thanks for watching. Until the next one, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys.